What's up, agents? Zero here. Welcome back to another Minecraft command block video. Today I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to make a working zip line. Now, I actually asked over on Twitter a few weeks ago whether or not you wanted me to do a command block tutorial, because I've actually been watching a few command block tutorials on some crazy things. Like, for example, I saw a realistic elevator at one point, and you guys probably remember my 300 subscribers special. That was the movie theater that I put together. That I actually found as a tutorial, so I wanted to go ahead and see if you guys would be interested in me doing something like this, and votes 5-2 said that you guys want me to do this. So yeah, well, it doesn't look very good, but it's a working zip line. Just take my word for it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and climb up to the top of this ladder. And one thing I'm going to do before I go ahead and show you guys, there is no command block underneath this pressure plate. This is all completely wireless. Every single command block is down there. There is no command blocks up here, as you can obviously tell. So if I go ahead and stand on that pressure plate, as you can tell, I zipped across the entire zip line as it's supposed to look like. So if I go ahead and do this again, I'm going to go ahead and look up this time, so you can see I'm actually moving across the actual zip line. It's actually fairly simple to set up. So let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is actually build yourself a zip line. I just made a really small one just to get started. I figured I don't want to make anything too crazy to get this command block tutorial to be done. I don't think it needs to be too complicated. So the first thing that you're going to do after that is you're going to go ahead and give yourself a command block. You're going to use this command, so /give at p, that's giving it to yourself. Let me open up the command again, and then you put in command_block, and that'll give you the command block. Now that's not all the materials that you're going to end up needing. You're also going to need a comparator, and you're going to need a repeater. So the first thing you're going to do is place down a command block. Go ahead and set this to repeat and set it to always active. Then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and place a comparator coming out one side of it. You're going to know it's going in the right direction because the two torches there side by side will be up against the repeating command block. The next step that you want to go ahead and take is get some coordinates. So we're going to be testing whether or not we're standing on this pressure plate. This entire thing, as I mentioned, is entirely redstone free. It does not put, as I mentioned, the command block underneath the pressure plate. So right here, I'm standing on the pressure plate, as you can tell, and the coordinate right here is 210, 6, 33. So let me go ahead and write this down: 210, 6, 33. And obviously when you guys are putting this together, your coordinates are going to be different from mine, so just take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. So next, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put in here test. I spelled that wrong. Test for block. And for those of you who don't know, you do not need the slash in order to put in commands into a command block. But then what you want to do is you want to type in your coordinates. So it's 210, and then 6, and then 33. Then you need to type in what you're using as your pressure plate. In this case, I'm using a stone pressure plate, so stone _ pressure _ plate. The next step you want to do is place down a 1. The reason why you're putting down 1 is because this is the data value of the pressure plate. So if it's a data value of 1, it's going to know whether or not you're actually standing on top of the pressure plate. So let me go ahead and show you. If I go ahead and come up here and I stand on the pressure plate, as you can tell, the comparator turns on. I step off of the pressure plate, the comparator turns off. That's what's making the entire thing wireless. Then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and set up your command blocks like this. So 1, 2, 3, for as long as your zip line is going to be. In my case, it's technically 5 long. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. go ahead and put a repeater in between each one of these. Now the remainder of the command blocks are pretty much going to be filled with the exact same command each and every time, just slightly different from each other. So first thing you want to do is you want to go into your first command block. You're going to go ahead and put in your command. You're going to put in TP at P. This is the entire command that you're going to be using each and every time. It's going to be a TP command over and over again. It's going to give you the zip line effect. Trust me, it's going to do that. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get out. See, if I go ahead and step on this pressure plate and watch, the repeaters will then activate one at a time. So now you want to get your coordinates for the actual zip line itself. So right now we're at 210, 6, 33. If we go ahead and move forward one block on our zip line, we are now at 210, 6, 34. So if I go ahead and do that, so let's go ahead and go back into our command block. So we are moving to 210, and we are moving to 6 and 34. So we're moving forward just one block. So now if we go ahead and test this, if I can actually get up here, that'd be great. It's going to teleport us forward one block. Now, as you'd expect, you're just repeating this process over and over again. So if I go ahead and come up, I go forward a block. Now we're at 210, 6, 35. And so if we go in here, do the same thing again. So TP at P again, that's meaning yourself. If you're working on a map that does multiplayer, then you're probably going to want to do something a little bit different. And I'll show you that a little bit later. But for right now, just go ahead and work with this. So we're going to do 210. We're going to do 6. And then we're going to do 35 since we're moving forward a second time. So now if we go ahead and test this, if we go ahead, we should move forward twice. So if we look to the side, we should be moving forward twice. See, we move forward 2 blocks. And I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of these command blocks off camera because obviously, as you'd expect, it's the same thing over and over again. Okay, so I've got all 3 of the remaining command blocks all filled in. That did not honestly take me all that long. I mean, I'm not doing like anything super crazy with this tutorial. I'm trying to make it super simple. But now if I go ahead and step on this pressure plate, it now teleports me all the way to the other side. And as I mentioned, it is in fact using the TP command over and over again. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Now again, as I mentioned, if you are currently on a multiplayer setting and you want to teleport one specific player, at P is not going to work alone. You have to add a little bit extra. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So I've got the basic command set up, ready to paste. So what you need to do from here is you actually need to go ahead and set up square brackets right here. You're going to put in specific coordinates here. So you're going to go ahead and put in X, and you're going to put in an equal sign, and then you're going to go ahead and put in your first part of the coordinate. So for me, that's 210. Then I'm going to go ahead and put in a comma. Then what you want to do is you want to put in Y, and then put another equal sign, and you want to put in your second coordinate as you'd expect, so that would be 6. And for the last one, again, comma, you want to go ahead and put in Z, again, equal sign, and you're putting in your other coordinates. In this case, we're moving from 35 to 36. So in this case, we're going to put 35. And there's one final thing that we need to do. We need to put in our radius. So we put in a radius, so which is R, as you'd expect, equals, and we want to go ahead and put a 0 in. And that's going to detect if the player is in that specific coordinate at that time, and then teleport them to there. That's exactly how this is going to work. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and get out a button, and I'll go ahead and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if I go ahead and get out a button, if I go ahead and place it onto this command block, it's not going to do anything because I'm not at that coordinate. So let me go ahead and put a button right here. So now if I go ahead and fly to 210, 635. So right now I'm at that coordinate. If I go ahead and press the button, it is going to activate. See, as you can tell, it teleported me. However, because I am not at that coordinate anymore, if I go ahead and move away, it is not going to work because I am not at that coordinate anymore. So that is how you set up so that if you're in a multiplayer setting, that it only teleports one specific player. And that is literally all I have for this simple tutorial. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. One more, then make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Stews. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.